Storms moving into the U.S. Northeast have triggered another controversy involving migrants. The New York City administration was forced to evacuate nearly 2,000 migrants. Migrants were evacuated to a high school in Brooklyn on Tuesday night. A combination of snow, rain and strong winds prompted New York City Mayor Eric Adams to clear out the sprawling tent complex. Some areas were hit with heavy snows last weekend, increasing the risk of significant flooding. Earlier, the migrants were being housed at the Floyd Bennett Field. Floyd Bennett Field was a former airport in Brooklyn. Migrants were seen collecting their personal belongings before being transported to the nearby James Madison High School. An aide to the mayor pointed to predicted wind speeds of more than 70 miles per hour as a major cause for concern. Adams' administration has erected the temporary shelter at the airfield in response to the waves of new immigrants arriving in the city. Migration from Latin America to the United States continues to be a major concern. It has also become a talking point for the upcoming U.S. presidential elections. A spokesperson for Adams said in a statement that the temporary relocation will continue until conditions stabilize at Floyd Bennett Field. For more on this, we were earlier joined by our correspondent Susan Teherani from New York, who spoke to us about the conditions of migrants who have been living in New York City shelters but were evicted on Tuesday. Listen in.
I'm standing in front of the Roosevelt Hotel, which has become a migrant processing center in recent months, a sort of first stop for migrants when they arrive here in New York. On Tuesday, the city began to evict migrants staying in shelters for free if they reach their 60-day limit. Now, the city also says that if migrants, notably those with children, want to reapply for city shelters, whether it's in hotels or these makeshift camps or elsewhere, they would have to come back here to the Roosevelt Hotel and be processed once again. New York says that it is overwhelmed with the number of migrants across the city. In fiscal year 2023 alone, the city spent $1.43 billion on migrants, and by 2025, that number is expected to rise to $12 billion.